Oh my God. Please, ma, don't be offended if black people are actually not believing you, they are not supporting you, because you have never loved us. Don't be offended if we keep saying that. We don't trust the words from your mouth. In fact, deal with it. Don't bring it to the public, to us. Stay in that your White House and enjoy the luxury. Deal with anything you want to deal with. Because it is more pathetic to know that you have literally not supported, love anything that look like me. I remember countless times you calling black people's different names. And you can see when this man was actually also interviewing you and also making sure she gets something out of you, you are still trying to dodge the question. And you want to tell me that you're in for change? You are still trying to comfort and make her see that you are also the same. We do not care. You guys are the same. You guys are on the same line. So deal with it. I don't have any pity for you. I only have pity for your child. That's the only person I pity. But anyways, welcome back again to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit belongs to the original creator of every single clips and stitches I have in today's episode, because I'm so excited to share with you what this madam has to say. With that being said, let's dive right into this video. I will be back with commentaries.
It's the most toxic political culture. It's not helping the American
But you
people.
contributed to that. You were out there pounding, insulting people.
Leslie, you've contributed to it as well with your
Me?
own program. Yes, you're accusatory, just like you did just then.
I know you're accusing me, but I'm smiling.
You're accusing me.
I am accusing you.
But we don't have to accuse one another.
I want you to respond to what you have done in terms of insulting people, yelling at people, and then saying,
I'd like for you to respond for that.
I don't-
No, you can respond
I
to that.
don't insult people.
You do, in the way you question, and you're accusing me right now. They're terrified to step out of line and get a nasty Truth Social post on them. Yes.
behind the scenes, do they talk differently?
Yes.
How?
Oh, it would shock people.
Well, let's shock people.
Okay. I watched many of my colleagues go from making fun of him, making fun of how he talks, making fun of me constantly for supporting him, to when he won the primary in 2024, they all started, excuse my language, Leslie, kissing his ass and decided to put on a MAGA hat for the first time. The subject line for the direct death threats on my son was his words, Marjorie Trader Greene. Those
So
are death threats
you blame-
directly fueled by President Trump. I told him, I told J.D. Vance, I told them all, sent those directly to them.
And
Yeah.
response?
J.D. Vance replied back to me, we'll look into it. I got response back from President Trump that I will keep private, but it wasn't very nice.
Give us a hint of what the president said.
It was extremely unkind.
I've watched stupid people like Marjorie Trader Greene, or some people call her Taylor Greene, some people call her Taylor Brown, because green sometimes turns to brown, which isn't nice. But I've watched her say that he spends too much time on foreign. I only have one place in mind, it's the United States.
I feel very sorry for President Trump. I genuinely do. It has to be a hard place for someone that is constantly so hateful and puts so much vitriol, name-calling, and really tells lies about people in order to try to get his way or win some kind of fight. As a Christian, I'm not angry at the president. It's easy for me to say a prayer for him and forgive him, but the part that I have had a very hard time with is the fact that he called me a traitor, and because of his words, that brought serious threats against myself and my family. We had a pipe bomb threat on my home, a pipe bomb threat on my family construction company and staff, and had multiple pizza doxings, but the serious one was the direct death threats on my son. And I think that goes beyond anyone's arguments or disagreements or politics. All of our children and our families' safety should matter to anyone, no matter if they're mad at us or disagree with us. I think that should be something we respect.
That 60 Minutes interview with Marjorie Taylor Greene is exactly why I told people to not let her have her redemption arc, because look where the fuck we are. She has not changed one bit. She could not answer a few questions with any honesty or integrity. She had to backtrack and go into her old ways. Marjorie came back out to play. As I tried to fucking tell everybody the first time that she started spouting some shit about how she is not on board with all of her Republican colleagues and all this other bullshit. And then y'all dipshits ate that shit the fuck up. You saw that and you just ate it the fuck up. Whereas, if y'all could read people the same way black people can read people, we wouldn't be in any of this mess. The Klan would have never existed. School shootings would have stopped, okay? If you could read people the same way that black people can read other people, we would actually be in fucking business. But unfortunately, y'all can't, because Marjorie decided to come out and say, I don't agree with any of this shit that the Republicans are doing right now because they're fucking people over. You want to know what the catalyst was for her saying that? It was the fact that people in her own family started getting affected, because even the people in her own state were getting affected. People around her state were getting affected. People in the country were getting affected. And yet she didn't actually blink or give a single fuck about any of those people that were getting affected until it started affecting her personally. And you mean to tell me that you believe that? You believe that, and then you actually thought that she was changing even just a little bit, to the point where a lot of you thought that she was going to be useful just because she's talking shit about her own colleagues. Then this 60 Minutes interview drops and everybody's all like, well, I guess she didn't change. No fucking shit. We tried to tell you. You didn't want to listen. You didn't want to listen. We tried to tell you. She's never going to change. And then you still have people clinging on to just a little bit. They're just like, well, you know, even though she is a reprehensible, horrible human being, blah, 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 she's still useful to bash her Republican colleagues. No, she's not. Why do y'all cling on to small victories? Oh, well, he didn't hit a home run, but at least he hit a single. Fuck you. Why do you hold on to small victories acting like that's going to move the needle? It's not. And I'm going to tell you exactly why it's not going to move the needle. Marjorie Taylor Greene literally came out and said that her own Republican colleagues talk shit about Trump and make fun of him behind his back when the doors are closed and the cameras are off. But then the next thing you know, they pledge their allegiance to him and kneel down to him like he's a fucking king when it comes time to fucking, vote on some shit. You want to know why? Because power is the only thing that actually matters to these people. You are not going to move the needle just because one person on the opposite side decided to talk a little bit different and do something a little bit different. You're not going to move the needle for that. Y'all will cling on to the smallest little victory that doesn't mean anything. It's not worth a damn. I'm telling you, you want to know what you should do? I'm going to tell you exactly what you should do. When you see one of these Republican dipshits start talking like that and start changing their sides and maybe vote on a couple of things differently than the rest of their side, when you start seeing that shit, go on black people, whatever social media, go on black Twitter, go on black Threads, go on black Instagram, go on black anything. Don't say anything. Don't comment, because you need to shut the fuck up, because you're going to get your ass kicked over there. But just go on one of those. Go to the black section of any social media platform and see what the fuck they're saying over there. If they're saying what they should be saying, which I know they're saying because they know how to read people, if they're saying it, then that's how you should be thinking. Because if you fall for that shit again, you're going to be the reason why we're going to get fucked when it comes time to vote again. Because that, I could see the fakeness and all that shit from a mile away, and y'all clinged on to that shit. Again, just go to black people's social media. Don't comment, don't post, don't give your opinion. Because I promise you the opinion's probably stupid anyways. Just go to black people's social media and look at the discourse they're having about it. Look at the debate they're having about it. Look at what they're saying. Look for the memes. Look for the long threads. Look for the shit that we're not taking seriously, because we don't take anything seriously, even though we also take everything seriously. But we joke. We love to have a good time. Hee hee ha ha. Just look at what we're saying. Just look at what we're saying. If it's the opposite of what you think it is, if you think the situation is one thing and then we're saying the polar opposite of what you think the situation is, go with what we're saying. Because clearly, y'all can't even fucking form any type of opinion on your own that actually has some merit. Because this was clear as day that she wasn't shit. And y'all still clung to that shit as if she was. You're actually going to get us fucked. You're going to get us fucked. It's going to happen. This is just fucking crazy.
Oh, I never thought The battering ram is coming for Mike Johnson. And no, this is not a Grindr thing. Oh! No, this is a divine feminine rising thing. Now, if you don't know, the battering ram was a prediction that Spirit gave to me in a vision in one of my recent psychic updates. I think it was November. Spirit showed me Mike Johnson, fingers in ears, turned away from the door, and the lawmakers banging at the door until they finally take a battering ram. Now, like I've said, this is the vision that keeps on giving. And it's like week after week, it keeps unfolding in a new level. And now we have the latest iteration, and it's amazing. Because it seems the women of MAGA are revolting against Mike Johnson, and they are not having his shit. I'm going to play a little clip from an Aaron Parnas video, and then we're going to unpack it because we have some ground rules to set, okay, 4am fam? From here on out going forward, we have some ground rules to set about how we talk about the MAGA lawmakers who are waking up and making changes. So here's the clip, and then let's talk about it.
Republican women in the House of Representatives are revolting in real time against Mike Johnson. Nancy Mace says that Mike Johnson's speakership is ineffective, that Nancy Pelosi was more effective than any Republican speaker. Marjorie Taylor Greene is calling Johnson a complete loser. And this is just the beginning. Anna Paulina Luna has come out to break from Johnson on the stock trading ban, discharge petition that she plans to file. This is a stunning development. Mike Johnson is losing control over the women in his caucus because they feel as though he has not done enough to allow them to have a voice in the caucus. And that instead, all they have to do is just grovel at the feet of Donald Trump and Mike Johnson. Well, now you have Mace and Greene coming out publicly and saying that this is just not the way we want to continue going in the House of Representatives.
Poetry. Love it. All right, now let's get serious for a second. Here's what we're not going to do, okay? We are not going to say, this is what you voted for. We are not going to say, this is what you get. We are not going to judge. We are not going to dictate how they should have been behaving and how they should be behaving going forward. Because number one, we believe the women. That's right, we do. Number two, we listen and we don't judge. Number three, we are not going to dictate their experience for them. We are going to hold space for their awakening. Because this whole damn year, everyone's been saying, but when are they going to wake up? Why won't they wake up? When are they going to wake up? And then when they start waking up, everyone says, no, not like that. You get what you deserve. People. You cannot have it both ways. If you want an awakened populace, you need to hold space for the awakening, no matter how messy and uncomfortable it is. Now, having said that, what we are going to do is hold space for however this makes you feel, for however icky and angry this makes us feel. Because remember what I always say, it is okay to feel what you feel. Start there, because your discomfort and anger and rage and judgment or whatever you're feeling about this, that's yours. Work with that. Use that. Because that emotion is pointing you inward to your own feelings of betrayal, frustration, being let down, all the things. That's yours. That's not Marjorie Taylor Greene's problem. That's not Nancy Mace or Mike Johnson's problem. That's your healing work to do. Use it, work with that, heal that disempowerment, okay? You don't heal from something by heaping it on someone else as judgment. Now, you also don't have to trust them or like them. You can give them time to earn your trust back, or you can choose to never trust them. That's fine too. But what we're not going to do is shit on the progress they are making, okay? Because like it or not, we need them. They are in positions of power right now. They are in the very party that is self-destructing, and their awakening and their sudden empowerment is going to do so much more for politics in Washington than us complaining on TikTok about them, okay? Guys, that's why this news is so good. It's so fantastic. This is the awakening. This is the awakening. And it's happening, and it's making its way to DC, and it's happening to the most influential MAGA of all, the fucking lawmakers. This is what we've been working for. And look how it's happening. It is the women. It is the women, and I am living for this. Now, do they have a long way to go? Yeah, they do, of course. Awakenings are long and messy, and we're not fully awakened because we say so. It doesn't happen on a dime. They still have lots of beliefs and ideologies and bad behavior to correct. Yeah. And we'll hold space for them to get there, and we'll cheer for them, and we will be holding that line of awakening that will continue to ripple out. So you can feel what you feel about this. I honor that. I love that for you. But here in the 4am Club, here in my comments on my page, this is the boundary. We're talking about our complicated feelings to work them out, not to judge, not to condemn, not to cross our arms and say, I'll believe it when I see it. No, we're going to be the adults in the room, okay? And if you can't do that, that's okay. Take your time. But here we're holding a place of hope. And I am thrilled for this development. I have hope. This is incredible. So let's just stand back and let them cook.
Hello and good morning. I'm back early in another episode of As the White Hood Turns. Did y'all watch that 60-minute interview that bad built butch body lady did last night on 60 Minutes? Did y'all watch that? Me either. But I did watch the excerpts this morning so I could come talk to y'all about it. And the only thing I have to say is, Marge, if you're listening, please, fat whoa, look all the way off. That's what we need you to do. Because how you gonna be over here talking about the response that man sent you was so terrible that you can't even repeat it on TV when you yourself have said and done horrible things? Girl, who you think gonna have some sympathy for you? Nobody, baby. Cause, ma'am, we saw what you did to that little boy after he survived a school shooting at Parkland. We saw how you treated him and how you talked to that boy. And at the time, he was what, 16, 17 years old? Girl, we saw how you acted at the State of the Union and dressed up like an albino monkey. We saw that. We heard the way you talked to them people. Girl, you literally brought pictures of Hunter Biden's dingling to Congress. Now we're supposed to what? Feel bad for you because you get some death threats? Some of your own words have caused regular people who aren't even involved in politics to get death threats. And now we're supposed to care that he said something so terrible to you that you can't say it on national television and people are threatening you and your kids? Bitch! If you don't go somewhere and sit down, we know you're retiring, and we know you're an inside trader. We know you walking out of Congress with over $25 million. We know that. Go and shut up. You did what you went there to do. You grifted your way through 5 years, 6 years, however long you've been there, bitch. I don't know. But you walking out of there a millionaire. So I feel like you need to shut up. Don't run for nothing else. Just fade into the background. That's all. We don't want to hear that you love America. We don't want to hear that the Republican Party is terrible and that Mike Johnson doesn't like women and he's not doing anything. You knew that. You knew that when you voted to strip away rights from millions of women in this country. You knew all the things that they were doing. You knew all the things that they were doing that were going to impact women. Girl, don't nobody believe you. Anyway, I just had the most delicious sausage and eggs for breakfast with toast, and I had some peach marmalade. It was delicious.
I have some breaking news about Marjorie Taylor Greene that you don't want to miss. Marjorie said in her 60-minute interview that she wasn't MAGA, she was America first. Really now? Remember, kids, politicians lie, people lie, but numbers don't lie. When Marjorie Taylor Greene first took office in 2020, she was worth $700,000. Not too shabby. But now she is worth $25 million. So let's see, if she's making $174,000 a year and doesn't spend any of that money or pay any taxes on that money, it would take her roughly 139 years to go from $700,000 to $25 million. Now, I'm no expert. I haven't even played one on TV. But it seems like to me she's been putting Marjorie Taylor Greene first, not America. Speaking of which, God bless America. Long live the Republic.
When tasked with taking accountability for her role in all of this, she can't do it. I've seen a lot of content creators on here trying to say, oh, we need to give her a shot. Oh, Marjorie Taylor Greene has cleaned up. She hasn't cleaned up shit. She hasn't cleaned up shit. Mushmouth Marge is always in it for herself. She found the next grift. Because she couldn't get in the support of the president, that the president is against her, all of a sudden, now we need to feel bad for her? No. This fucking clown will not accept her role in all of this. Because let's be clear, she spearheaded a lot of this bullshit. She voted with him consistently, sided with him consistently, created a lot of false narratives. And y'all want to sit there and act like she's innocent? Like she's a victim now? No. Fuck Marjorie Taylor Greene. Y'all need to get off this bullshit and thinking everybody, stop feeling bad. This is why we're in the shit we're in now. Let's be real about it. Marjorie Taylor Greene is not a victim. She's a fucking virus.
Donald Trump is furious with Marjorie Taylor Greene and 60 Minutes because they exposed the fact he doesn't want the Epstein files to be released. He's now demanding they apologize to him or terrible things will happen. Take a look at this. I'll just summarize what he said here because he wrote an entire book as he usually does. But he says the only reason Marjorie Taylor Brown went bad is that she was jilted by the President of the United States. Certainly not the first time she has been jilted. He says her ideas are really bad and that she is not America first. He then starts talking about the 60 Minutes correspondent, who he says owes him an apology for the Hunter Biden laptop story. He says the real problem he has with the show is that the new ownership of 60 Minutes, Paramount, would allow a show that he doesn't like to air. He says since they've bought it, 60 Minutes has actually gotten worse. Oh well, far worse things can happen, a direct threat there. He then says, I hereby demand a complete and total apology from 60 Minutes for their incorrect reporting. I like Marjorie Taylor Greene's response to all of this, saying I am America first, then posting a picture proving that she's taken no money from AIPAC, whereas Donald Trump has taken over $200 million from them. We all know why he's so upset. It's because he is being exposed right now. Marjorie Taylor Greene said, I stood for women who were SA'd when they were 14 years old, and the president that I fought for 5 years called me a traitor for that. He's attacking his own allies and threatening 60 Minutes because they're exposing the truth and fighting for transparency. An innocent person simply doesn't do that.
So I watched the Marjorie Taylor Greene interview on 60 Minutes tonight, so you don't have to.
Zero accountability. Zero accountability, and yet you're complaining that you're receiving threats from your own base, but you have zero accountability for the culture that you have created.
Even in her 60 Minutes interview, I didn't agree with some of the things that Marjorie Taylor Greene said, but this right here, I agree 100%.
I fully believe that those women deserve everything they're asking. They're asking for all of it to come out. They deserve it. And he was furious with me.
What did he say?
He said that it was going to hurt people. I had asked him, these women are the ones that were hurt. They were raped at 14. They were raped at 16. I watched them stand in front of the press trembling, their bodies shaking as they were telling their stories, many of them for the first time.
Listen.
And I had told him, I said, you know, you have all kinds of people come in the White House. Have these women come in the White House. These women deserve to be heard.
He said to you, people will get hurt.
People will get hurt.
Just in case you don't know who he is, she's talking about Trump. He said he doesn't want the victims to come into the White House because he knows that people are going to be hurt. And you know who he's talking about? His circle of friends and himself. But anyways, I fully endorse her messaging.
Marjorie Taylor Greene was asked about a number of things from Leslie Stahl. One of them was the President of the United States and how she feels about how he has responded to her. She says that he is directly responsible for threats on her family's life, particularly herself and her son, she said. And the person who ever threatened her, whatever was sent her way, or the threat contained the exact language of, it's so weird. You ever have something in your house that falls down and nobody's there? Spooky. So she's on 60 Minutes and she's saying, you know, the thing said that Marjorie Taylor Greene. And so now Marjorie Taylor Greene is finding out what it's like to be on the other side of MAGA. Welcome to the club. I'm sorry it's happening to you, but we have known this for about 10 years now, Marjorie Taylor Greene. So good luck. But in the very beginning, and up until like a month ago, you were carrying Donald Trump's water. So I don't know what changed. Maybe you have had a come to Jesus. Let's hope. We will see if it gets to that. But in the meantime, Donald Trump is responding to that interview. He was not happy about it. He was not happy about that interview. And here's what Donald Trump is saying. And remember, Donald Trump is friends with the people, the family, the very wealthy Ellison family who bought Paramount, who owns Paramount, who bought CBS. And he said that Marjorie Taylor Greene, he says, the only reason Marjorie Taylor Greene turns brown under stress, went bad is that she was jilted by the president of the United States. Certainly not the first time she has been jilted. Can you believe that this is a president saying such shit? Too much work, not enough time, and her ideas are now really bad. She sort of reminds me of a rotten apple. Marjorie is not America First or MAGA because nobody could have changed her views so fast, and her new views are those of a very dumb person. That was proven last night when washed-up Trump-hating 60 Minutes correspondent Leslie Stahl, who still owes me an apology from when she attacked me on the show with serious conviction, that Hunter Biden's laptop from hell was produced by Russia, not Hunter himself. Totally proven wrong. Interviewed a very poor prepared trader who in her confusion made many really stupid statements. My real problem with the show, however, wasn't the low IQ trader. It was the new ownership of 60 Minutes. That's his buddy, Paramount, who would allow a show like this to air. They are no better than the old ownership who just paid me millions of dollars for fake reporting about your favorite president, me. Since they bought it, 60 Minutes has actually gotten worse. Oh, well, far worse things can happen. P.S. I hereby demand a complete and total apology, though far too late to be meaningful, from Leslie Stahl in 60 Minutes for her incorrect and libelous statements about Hunter's laptop. President DJT. Now, I know that Donald Trump, will post some of his stuff, but if you look at the writing of this, all of these things, I've never said this. I don't believe I've ever said this. Someone's writing this for him. A lot of this, like, if you see stuff, especially if it has no misspellings, and punctuation is somewhat correct and it's somewhat grammatically correct, it's not him. Donald Trump doesn't know sentence structure if it hit him in the face. So, this one feels like someone that, I don't know, it was a Dan Scavino type or someone who's writing it. So.
We lost your camera, Don.
I know, because I've been on for way too long. And I'm back in 2 seconds. Okay, and I'm back now. So I believe that was written by someone. I think it was Dan Scavino. Anyways, but still, the president's sentiments. Well, I think that's it. We don't have any photographs or anything, do we, folks?
No.
Are we all good? Can you believe, producers, hop on, please, if you can. Hot Topics, this is the whole reason, honestly, that, remember when I said I wanted to do Hot Topics? And I wanted to do Hot Topics because I really hate doing politics, people. I really would love to pivot it away from politics. I would love to, but it's so important right now. And I thought after the election, that we could get to some other things besides Trump and politics. But that's where everything is now. And so this was a perfect Hot Topic subject, don't you think? Which is what the show was originally created for. That's what we had in mind. Remember when we first started doing it, it was about, we do some politics, but mostly it was about just issues that were out in the zeitgeist, entertainment, music, Puffy, Diddy. Do you remember that?
Yeah, and Wendy Williams.
Yeah. And Wendy Williams. That's what was Hot Topics for Wendy. And so today's thing was a real hot topic, but bizarre. What'd you guys think? That Charlie Kirk and Milo Yiannopoulos thing really made you uncomfortable, right?
Yes. You know, people are very litigious nowadays, but I think
I also don't generally like just speculation. But.
That's true too.
But they are doing it, and these are the very people who supported Donald Trump and the MAGA movement, so I think it's newsworthy.
Donald Trump is pissed about Marjorie Taylor Greene's 60 Minutes interview Let's see what she could have said that would have him so fucking mad.
I stood for women who were raped when they were 14 years old, and the president that I fought for 5 years called me a traitor for that.
Behind the scenes, do they talk differently?
That had to strike a nerve because he's over on Truth Social calling Marjorie Taylor Greene a rotten apple, still running that Marjorie Taylor Brown joke into the ground when nobody thinks it is funny. He's calling her a dumb person, and then he went on to attack the host, saying that because she gave a little pushback when she interviewed him about the Hunter Biden laptop thing, that she owes him an apology. This motherfucker is 80 years old begging for an apology because he got caught trying to spread fucking lies. Now, this comes after Donald Trump has been embarrassed for the last fucking week because his administration just can't seem to follow a single fucking law. Pete Hegseth is out here committing war crime after war crime. Kristi Noem is out here literally breaking every constitutional right that American citizens have when she's going up and having ICE agents just pick up anybody. And then Kash Patel is out here wasting taxpayer dollars on making sure that his girlfriend and her friends are able to get private lifts from FBI agents like they don't have more important work to be doing. I mean, they only work for the Federal Bureau of Investigation. This administration, Donald fucking Trump, these people are embarrassing as fuck. As an American citizen, a person that lives in this country that did not vote for any of these motherfuckers, this is really embarrassing.
POV check. What's your point of view about Marjorie Taylor Greene's recent interview? She's discussing a conversation she had with Donald Trump and the fact that he was upset with her because she signed a petition for the Epstein files. She said his comment was, "This is really going to hurt people." Why do you think he said that? Why do you think Marjorie Taylor Greene is reporting this? Do you think Donald Trump is directly involved, or is he really trying to just protect?
In her 60 Minutes interview, I didn't agree with some of the things that Marjorie Taylor Greene said, but this right here, I agree. One, just in case you don't know who he is, she's talking about Trump. He said he doesn't want the victims to come into the White House because he knows that people are going to be hurt. And you know who he's talking about? His circle of friends and himself. But anyways, I fully endorse her messaging.
Marjorie Taylor Greene needs a new PR team immediately because you could have left that 60-minute interview alone. Okay, there's no way that you want us to believe that you are a victim of toxic political culture that you helped build. This isn't a revelation to us. We know how toxic it is. We're living in it, but you actively helped build this toxic culture, and we're fully aware of how toxic it was when you were a part of building it, but you didn't care then because you had Daddy Trumpo on your side. But now that Donald Trump is not on your side, now that you want for public opinion of you to change, you want for us to look at you as if you are innocent or you are some victim of some sort. Absolutely not. I don't know what kind of marketing strategy that is, but it's not gonna work. If you want for us to buy into the idea that you believe that the toxic culture in American politics is so well and alive and you actually are actively resisting it, you need to get in the field and do something. You need to do something because we don't want to hear you talk. We don't want to hear what you have to say. We don't trust you. You actively help build it. Now actively help take it down. And that's the only thing that's going to matter. Period. Look at what Mark Wolf did. He stepped down and exposed immediately. You need to do something. This is FaceTime Politics. Follow along for more. As always, stay safe in Chicago. And I love you.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. This image that these MAGAs have allowed themselves to believe about Donald Trump. This image that is the exact opposite of the reality of this man. The lies that they believe about this guy. Virtually every aspect of what they believe about this man is bullshit. You and I know this. And this is what's so mind-boggling. It's like, how do they not see this? They just want so badly for this image of Donald Trump that they have allowed themselves to believe in, that they have fucking conjured up. They want it so badly to be true, but it never was true. This Donald Trump, the Donald Trump who will turn on anyone, no matter how much you have supported him in the past. This is the reality of this man. He is a horrible human being. He is an evil man. He is a sociopath. Not only does he not care that Marjorie Taylor Greene got death threats, and if you don't understand, if you don't believe what I'm about to tell you,
Marjorie Taylor Greene does 60 Minutes last night. What you think about it? Is she making sense? Is she about America first, or is it another agenda? And what's the beef between her and Trump? And should we care? I know there are a lot of people on here that support Trump, and I do too, and she does too, but is she wrong? As far as what's going on, like, she's seeing that America is not being put first. She's saying Air Force One should be parked up, no more foreign trips. We're tired of spending money on people abroad. And he's just calling her Marjorie Taylor Greene. Somebody, please explain to me what is going on. Help!
Oh, this interview reminded me of one of my favorite sayings. Hell hath no fury like a white woman pick-me who confused proximity with power. That was Marjorie Taylor Greene on 60 Minutes, which I'm sure aged Leslie Stahl 60 years. And this is just her latest stop on her rebrand tour. And by rebrand, I mean in the same way people try to convince us that a dumpster raccoon can be a house pet. Oh, come on, they're so cute. No, they have rabies. I still encourage people to go watch it. And there are some things in there that we already knew, like when she admitted members of the GOP.
Taylor Greene is a traitor. She's a traitor to the rich white delegation that hates poor people. Marjorie, we thought you were one of us. We thought we saw you on Capitol Hill wearing fur. We're like, oh, she really one of us because she's flexing on those poor people. We know who you represent in Georgia. They can't afford to wear that. Only fur they got is possum. So we really thought you were one of us, but then you, for some reason, had to go out there and take a little Joe Rogan brain pill because we thought you were dumb enough to just blindly follow along our plans, but you had to get smart all of a sudden. Now that you woke up, you woke now, you wanna betray us. You wanna start speaking out for some people. You wanna start saying some things about our supreme leader, our democratically benevolent supreme leader. But now you got a voice all of a sudden. You're not just a puppet. That's crazy, Marjorie. So we're gonna have to get rid of you. Man's already made a post about you like this is high school, okay? You're gonna have to find another table to sit at. Because we don't want you no more.
Good morning, Lululus. How you doing? I believe Marjorie Taylor Greene. I've said this before, and I know that I don't make any friends when I do say this, but I think that she's genuine in what she's saying and doing. I think that it illustrates a lot of bravery and a lot of toughness, and the fact that, like, we're so hesitant to believe her or anybody else who realizes what a shit show this really is a harbinger of doom. To me, honestly. Because, yeah, she clearly has made a complete and total 180. All of her beliefs and things that she did before clearly no longer serve her, and she has stopped doing what she was doing before and has changed her mind. And everybody is so scared of being aligned with someone that they're supposed to dislike that they can't believe the things that she's saying, even though, like, they're true. It would be a lot easier for me to believe that she was doing this just for some sort of political capital if she wasn't telling the truth, but she is. She says that one of the main reasons why she's stepping down is because they were threatening to her own child. Yeah, that's a good reason for me to quit my job. There's absolutely no job in the world that I would continue to do if it was endangering my own children. And all of us are like, yeah, okay, but you must be doing this for money. No, I don't think she is. Yeah, she was probably insider trading just like all the rest of them. So if it was just money for her, then she would just stay there. If it was just for political clout, well, then she would continue to be on the side of the people who have all of the political power right now. She is in a unified government. So if this was all just a further advancement of the people on their side, then she would just stay there. And she's not. But we don't want to believe it, right? We don't want to think that people are capable of change because we don't want to look stupid and we don't want to be wrong about that. But let me ask you, what message does that send to the people in your community? If you are out here saying that everything that MTG is saying or doing is ridiculous and crooked and schemy and weird, then why would your neighbor change their mind? Why would they be willing to come to you and say, hey, I've looked at everything going on and it turns out super corruption, child moving arounding, and murder were a bridge too far for me. Yeah, that's where I drew the line. And what are you going to tell them? Oh no, you're just a bandwagon hopper. I don't believe you because you used to have a red hat. Like, we have to be okay with people changing their minds. And if we're not, then what are we doing? Why are we even bothering to talk about this if we don't want to change anybody's mind? Is it just to make us feel better? Is it just because we're so tribalist that all we want to do is talk about how horrible everybody over there is, and then as soon as you actually start to see them as a human being capable of critical thought, all of a sudden they're up to something? Because it's not a good thing. I don't think that that's a good quality for any of us to continue to incentivize for any reason, because it's so bad. It is so dark. I try so hard to come up and be hopeful today, but I'm having a really hard time finding anything to be hopeful about in this moment. Think about all the things that we can see, right? Like how much blatant corruption that we're able to see every single day. Can you imagine how bad it actually is? How bad the books truly are, how many of our tax dollars are just magically missing, moved, or misappropriated. I think that once the next person gets into that seat, God willing, they're going to have to spend the next 10 years digging us out of whatever holes they have buried us into. And in order for us to dig out of this, it is going to take everybody. We are going to have to go back to agreeing on at least some set of rules down the middle that we can all agree with. And the moment that someone starts to step into that little sweet zone in the middle, we cannot throw tomatoes at them. We cannot spit in their face because otherwise we're doomed. Period. I think that there are plenty of people for whom trafficking and murder are a bridge too far. And I think that saying that publicly, despite the fact that she is facing threats from that side, is incredibly brave. And I'm going to applaud her for that. And anybody else who also wants to do the same thing. Also, I don't think that we would have as much smoke for her if she weren't a woman. Because nobody seems to say the same thing about Thomas Massie. Like, he's stepping out, going against the Joker administration, and they're doing and saying the exact same things. And we don't have anything bad to say about Thomas Massie, but we have everything bad to say about MTG, and I think that that's because she's a woman. Sorry. We have our own hills to climb over here on the left as well, in terms of all of the phobias and all of the internal biases, and I think it would behoove us to remember that. I know there's a lot going on and it is super duper dark, but I just want you guys to hang in there, know that I love you, I see you, and I hope you have the best day available to you. I hope you drink some yummy coffee, hope you eat a yummy snack, and as always, keep your eyes up, keep your feet on the ground.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. Honestly, you're doing well. You're very good with politics. I can tell you for a whole fact that this lady, she is so good. Like, she knows every step she is taking when it comes to politics. Give it up to Marjorie Taylor Greene. To be honest, Marjorie Taylor Greene has seen the front, the back, the left, the right, the middle. She has seen that a lot is actually going to be unfolded. So before that happens, let her start as quick as possible. Because let it make sense to me, to someone that's actually here to like air out a lot of things, and she wants to make sure that the regime was actually not favorable. She has finally realized, sorry guys, every single thing that she knew she did wrong. But when they are trying to still ask her question, look at the battle she was battling with her interviewer. Obviously, the both of them are the same birds of the same feathers that obviously flock together, as far as I'm concerned. That is why everybody has something to say. Everybody has something to tell each other. Everybody have a competition to lash on each other. Like I said, the only thing I love that Marjorie Taylor Greene is actually doing is the fact that she is so emphasizing on the Epstein files. She is so into it, like bring it up. And now she's coming to tell us that she's actually having a death threat. I did not stitch the whole 60-minute video. It is 60 good minutes video. So if you want to go watch it on TikTok, you can go find the full version of it. I just find the clips that I feel like they are very important. Now she's having a death threat with even her child, and that's one of the one that is painful for me, because they should leave the child out of the business. The child is not in their category. They should deal with themselves. Do you get? I'm sorry, I don't care the threat she's receiving, because I literally did not put her there. There are people that are in the White House that are white folk that never supported what the right have been doing. Right? They have not. But this particular one has, oh my God, I don't want to go back and replay what Marjorie Taylor Greene has literally said to Black communities. Just go and search just a little bit about them. Right from when this campaign, this woman single-handedly, she ran this campaign. So I'm sorry if I said I don't have any atom of pity for her. I'm so sorry, forgive me if you are a diehard fan of Marjorie Taylor Greene, but I have literally not seen anything that she have done for Black community. It's okay that you don't like this community, but the way you come up to talk about them, it is so absurd. And that is why when Charlie Kirk actually died, I was like, what are people saying? What are people saying? In every seed you plant, you are definitely going to reap it. Maybe I'm talking too much because I don't want to talk too much. But anyways, just let me know what you think in the comment section. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Do what? Subscribe. Like this video, drop me your comments, and lastly, do not forget to share for every other person to get this good news. And yes, with that being said, with no further ado, I'm going to be saying bye, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.